Welcome to River City Plus, the show after the show, the space and time where we get to really take a deep dive with our community members who are truly making a difference. Now, I have two familiar faces here with me today, but ladies, today we are going to be focused on 5 cybersecurity tips that you can share with your family, with your children, and I'm so happy to have both of you ladies back to share your expertise and what you were doing and what you've been doing since we got to see you last on River City Live.
Thanks for having us, Jana.
Of course, you're always welcome.
I just wanted to give a quick, for those of you who don't know us, we work with an organization called Our Rescue, and their mission is to eradicate child trafficking and slavery, exploitation. And our part of that mission is to spread awareness. That's mainly what we do. We want to bring education to people when they see it. What do you do? How do you handle it when you come across a situation that you think is trafficking? We want to get that information out there. And then, of course, we raise some money for the organization to help them carry out the mission of actually kicking down the doors.
Yeah, we wanted. I think awareness is a big thing. You know, people don't want to talk about human trafficking. When you go to like a dinner party or something and you say, "Yeah, I'm an ambassador for human trafficking," people are like, "Oh." And then they want to go on to another,
right.
yeah, how's the weather?
Right.
They want to change the subject, but it's something that, this is actually something people think it's happening over there.
Right.
And it's happening right here in this community. You know, I'm from St. Augustine. You're from
I'm from Callahan, from Nassau County.
yeah, and Jacksonville, the whole area. We're Our Rescue Northeast Florida, and so we're kind of a hub of the Our Rescue. .org. And so our goal, like you said, is to like bring that awareness, you know, and educate people, to educate people in that and to get that conversation going. And how we do that sometimes is by having awareness tables at events. If anybody wants to have an awareness table too, we're looking for volunteers. And so it gets people talking about it and learning about it, and that's really what we're all about. And then again, the fundraising, but we mostly focus on
Awareness.
yeah, awareness. People talking about, you know, what's going on. And I wanted to reach out to you because it is cyber security awareness month. And so, you know, it should be every month actually. But we wanted to come on here and share with our community, with parents, with children, you know, how we can protect ourselves, how they can protect their kids online. And so we put together, this is through ourrescue.org. They have lots of valuable information on the site. I highly recommend checking it out. But I'm going to start with the 5 things. And so the first thing is starting a conversation with your kid. You know, they say that, and when I was here the last time we talked about it, kids are online. They're online, they say 6 to 9 hours a day, believe it or not. And they have their phones when they're like 6 years old to, you know, and up.
Right.
So they start really young having their phones. And so that phone is actually, the groomers and the predators have a key to your place, to your home, to your child through that phone. You know, through that phone, through the internet, which is a scary thing. So by talking to our kids and educating them on what a groomer is, who these predators are, you know, what their goal is, you know, why they're coming after their children, you know, sort of thing, we're able to give them the skills because knowledge is power, right?
Right. And you want your kids to feel empowered online because you know, this is a bridge we crossed last time is you don't want to be the parent that isolates your child and then they have absolutely no idea about how to act or what to expect online. Because I think, you know, I don't have kids, but I would imagine your first instinct is just to be like, well, remove the bad thing. The bad thing is the phone. But the reality is that we are a connected, you know, society now. They're going to have a phone. They work on computers at school. They need to know how to fight back, how to protect themselves versus being completely blindsided by this the second that you're not around, because there is going to be that moment where you're not there and you want your kids to feel confident in coming to talk to you, knowing that they didn't do anything wrong for this person to come out from them, which was something that you pointed out last time. knowing that they can have that conversation with you and knowing what to look out for. So like you said, it's not just awareness for us as adults to know that it's out there. It's making sure that your kids are aware of what they need to do, come talk to you, and that there's no guilt and there's no fear to come and have that conversation.
Exactly. Exactly. It's so I want to say too, make sure you have a pen and paper and and keep
Write
this
it down.
recording. Keep this. This is probably be a link later on your
Absolutely,
website.
yes.
So keep these tips because these are really important tips, guys, to protect our children. And so the one is talk about it, get that conversation going. 2 is know the apps your kids are on and have access to those apps. I mean, think about that.
Use those apps. Go on and understand how they
Know how they work. Yep.
Yeah. And I know a teenager is not going to like this, but you as a parent should have access to your kid's phone. I know that a kid isn't going to like that, but you know, it's if you're under the age of 18, these people, if this is serious stuff, they are coming at you and they can manipulate and they are very intelligent and they manipulate your children and they're coming after the young children and all teenagers and that. And so it's really important for you to be aware of the apps they're on and to have access to them.
Right.
You know, and access to their phone. Number 3 is your digital footprint. Be aware of the digital footprint. This is something, you guys, that'll be there forever. So get your kid thinking before they post anything, you know, that this could be there forever. Who am I posting it to? Have those privacy settings. I mean, how important are the privacy settings? You raised 4 children. You're raising another one now.
They are crucial. You absolutely have to have all kind of boundaries set around them.
There's like so many things that you know that can haunt you down the road.
Right.
I mean, I was lucky. I grew up in the 80s and we didn't have all this stuff. So, you know, so nobody sees anything. But kids today, they have all of that and it's online. So they shouldn't be having, you know, a lot of strangers on there. You know, they shouldn't be giving out locations, that sort of thing. Number 3 was the digital footprint. Number 4 is identifying suspicious accounts. We were just laughing about it because, you know, yesterday I had Elon Musk follow me, you know,
You're
and
like, oh, wow.
and he has 10 followers. Okay. So, yeah, he's not real. If Brad Pitt is following you guys,
Right.
it's not real. If you have a cartoon character, there's a lot of bots out there. There's a lot of people online that are pretending that they're somebody else.
Yeah, and especially now we see it so many times in this like influencer community. They're posing as brands and they're pitching. You know, they'll send you a fake pitch deck. They'll send you all of these things trying to get your information, your kids' information. Oh, we have Sally's tutus or whatever. You know, things that would appeal to a child. Like, oh, we have a toy brand. We'd love to mail these to your house.
Yeah.
Like all of those things. Like there's so many ways. I mean, it's heartbreaking to see how hard people will work to maybe manipulate and come after children and their families, but it's just the reality. So it's not to be fearful, it's to be combative. It is to be full of information and know how to vet those and what is real. Like, I mean, one thing I always encourage people to do, Ryan, you'll be very proud, is the engineering emails that come out. Look at the actual email address. Like when people get things and like, look at the back of the account, look at the back link. You know, because you can have a fake one. So just knowing, you as a parent, like, have to know how the internet works. I know you want to be like the Facebooks, the Twitters. Guess what? You actually do have to know. Everyone says, I don't want to know social, whatever. If you want to protect your kids, you do have to know. It's part of your job as a parent. I know it stinks, but guess what? That's the deal.
It's tough being a parent. I mean, it's tough being a parent. You have to,
You got to learn the new math and you got to learn social
that's
media.
it.
It's tough.
That's it. The other thing is, you know, there's so many things online. It can be really confusing to, you know, to a parent.
Right.
And so, you know, when you give your kids the skills, like the whole thing of protecting them is it's education, it's prevention through education.
Right.
So an educated kid, if they see something, they can say something. Like you said, talk to your parents about it. You know, they had a thing where our rescue went in. They go into the schools, you know, at times. And do you remember this when they went into the school and they asked if you felt uncomfortable about somebody approaching you or whatever, you know, who would you go to your parent? And do you remember that? And it was like, I think it was like 1 out of 10, like 1 put up their hand. They said, put up your hand. And they asked them why. And what do you think? Like, what do you?
I think they don't have the relationship. They've never been, their parent has never said to them, this is important and you need to come to me.
Right. It's either super awkward, which I get it. I get it. Like it is. It's an awkward conversation to have. Nobody wants to have it. Or another thing, just remembering back to when I was young, I didn't want to come to my parents about anything because I was worried. I'm like, I will get in trouble. Somehow this
That's
will
the
be
number
my
one
fault.
thing.
Which is tough. Like, you know, looking back, I think that's the biggest thing is you're like, I've gotten myself in this situation. I'm embarrassed. I don't know what to do now. And as a kid, you just don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, I think that was the number one thing.
So you have to work at building a relationship so that your child knows they can come to you. They can come and say, this horrible thing just happened.
Right.
Or, I don't know if this is a horrible thing. This person keeps talking to me and they want my phone number.
They want pictures of me.
They want pictures. Yeah. Yeah, I heard a statistic recently. Well, first of all, UNICEF came out and said that if your child is approached by a predator, you know, that within 8 days, they'll be either meeting them, like a stranger, they'll be either meeting them or they will be sending pictures, getting intimate with them. Okay.
That's horrifying.
Now, I was doing another interview, and I had a police officer there from St. Johns County, and he actually interrupted me, and he specializes in human trafficking in our area, and he actually interrupted me and said, Dar, it's 45 minutes, not 8 days. Yeah, it's 45 minutes. So let's go to number 5 here. So we've got 1, educate, talk to your kids. 2, the apps, know what apps, and be on the have access to the phone. Protect your digital footprint. Identify suspicious accounts. And number 5 is age-appropriate rules and guidelines. Having those guidelines. You don't want your kid to be. If a kid's 10 years old, they shouldn't be talking to a stranger online. Right. If your kids shouldn't be on their phone at midnight, at 2 in the morning, at 3 in the morning, you know, on a weekend or whatever. You know, these predators and groomers, they're looking for people that, you know, are loners in a lot of cases, that are lonely, you know, not with their friends. I know that, so those are the 5 things, guys. I know that we've got some events coming up that we want to share with you. We've got a great big event going on this weekend. It is Our Rescue Northeast Florida. Do you want to, it's the Human Trafficking Awareness Walk.
Yeah, we have our
let's let everybody know real quick before we miss you on River City Plus, but also just want to make sure that I will have all of their information right after the show for you online.
Thank you so
Wonderful.
much.
Thank you, Jana. We have a couple of events coming up. We have our 2nd annual Human Trafficking A Walk for Awareness, and that's going to be in St. Augustine.
Yes.
And we're going to meet at the Visitor Center,
Yeah, the
correct?
Visitor
That's going to
Center,
be
10
on
o'clock.
on Saturday from 10 to 12. And it's going to be a beautiful walk. We'll just walk around St. Augustine. We're going to make some posters. So make a poster, come out and join us. We would absolutely love to have you. We'd love to meet you.
It's a free event and it's family oriented.
Free event, yeah. Bring your kids, bring the strollers, walk the dog if you want. Just come out and join us. Also, we have a fall awareness table, right, at the BFF, which stands for...
It's business, faith, and friendship.
Yes.
And,
that is going to be in St. Johns County. I'm not...
November 23rd.
November 23rd. I'm not sure the location, but it will be on our Facebook page, which is Our Rescue Northeast Florida. Take a look and join us. We'd love to meet you.
Wonderful, ladies. Thank you
Talk
so
to
much.
your kids, guys.
Yes,
Yes,
talk to your kids.
please
Don't be
talk to your
afraid.
kids.
Do not be afraid. Reach out to them if you need any guidance on having those conversations. They are a wealth of knowledge, and they will have that conversation with you. So again, thank you so much for joining us here on River City Plus. And ladies, thank you for doing the work that you do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you,